Well, we made it. End of tax season. If you're just now hearing about this, call somebody quickly, fast, or really it's too late anyway. You might as well just wait till October and accept your penalties and fines. But in all seriousness, tax season always brings some unique challenges to anybody in this industry. We deal with people's finances, and I want to bring one up that we've been battling in for the last 3 weeks or so. This involves a new client of ours. She came to us after this particular transaction that I'm going to go through occurred, and things were fine, they're going well. All of a sudden she gets her 1099s from this big institution that she was doing business with before. Big institution meaning if they've got a TV commercial or maybe even a Super Bowl commercial, that's who we're talking about. She did business with them. They handled a 401k rollover transaction, and she was given some advice. I can't get into whether or not the advice makes sense. Bottom line, if the transaction was handled correctly, should have been no problem. No taxes due, should have been simple and easy. It was not handled correctly. She gets a 1099 showing thousands of dollars of additional ordinary income, equating to thousands of dollars of additional tax that the IRS would want. So she calls us in a panic, as any person would be in. So we quickly start doing research, pulling documents together that we had, asking her to pull some documents together in order to have a phone conversation with this institution. So I don't know if anybody's ever dealt with problems with these big institutions, but we have on multiple occasions. And I'm going to walk you through what this process looks like when you do this, because it's really miserable. And it also highlights why we believe doing business with somebody like us makes a whole lot more sense than somebody like them. So, let's start. First of all, she calls us in tears in a panic because it's several $1,000s, and she doesn't know if she made the mistake. Well, we quickly put the paperwork together, we build the paper trail, and we realize she did not make the mistake. It was mishandled at that custodian. So, what's the first thing you do? Get somebody on the phone. You call, you get their first line customer service. That person answers the phone. We spend 10 minutes identifying the client, another 5 minutes convincing them to talk with us on the line so we can advocate for her, so we're 15 minutes in, and then we have to start building the case for why an issue occurred. Keep in mind, they're already defensive. They don't want to accept responsibility, and this is their first line customer service who might have 3 weeks of training in order to deal with these complex stuff. So we air it all out. It takes 30, 45 minutes to get it all out on the table before they finally say, you know what, I think there might be a problem, but I can't handle this for you. Hold on one sec, let me get somebody that can handle this. Click, we get put on hold for another 5 to 10 minutes, hoping, praying that that 5 to 10 minutes is being spent because that person's giving the other person an idea of what's going on so we don't have to rehash. Doesn't work that way, but that's what you're hoping. And finally, we get the second level customer service person, which is probably their supervisor, gets on the phone, and it's like you've never talked to them before. Well, identify who you are. What's your account number, name, social security number? Who are these other guys on the phone? Then we have to identify ourselves. Again, 5 to 10 minutes doing that, and then you've got to rehash the whole problem again. You lay it all out there only to find out, yeah, there is a problem here, but you need to talk to our tax specialist. You're kidding, right? It's this way every single time. So, hold again, 5 to 10 minutes goes by, you're praying that they're giving a rundown, tax specialist gets on the line, we have to do the whole rundown again, we're an hour and a half in at this point, and the tax specialist says, drum roll, there is a problem, I can get it solved. So, we're happy. She's relieved, we all march on. 2 weeks later, 1099s come out, they're supposed to be corrected, she opens them up, calls us in tears again and says this doesn't look right. We get the rundown, it's not right. Not only did it not get fixed, it's worse now. Like, made a small problem a big problem. So now what do? We're going to have to do the whole thing again. We don't have the tax guy's number. They don't give those people's numbers out. So we're going to have to call first line customer service, get a hold of second line customer service, and then finally we're going to get to the actual specialist. Bottom line, we can get this problem fixed. It's going to take a lot of work, a lot of time. And I think everybody's experienced that one way or the other, whether it's your cable company, whether it's anybody that's big, huge. When you're just a number, when there's no personal relationship involved, this is what you get. At the end of this day, we're going to get this solved for her because that's what we do. We can solve these kinds of problems. However, we encourage people to do business with boutique firms because that personal relationship exists. When there's a mistake at our custodian, we have, I've got the highest level person at the custodian's direct phone number, email address. If there's a mistake made, I can call them and directly get a hold of them and say, here's the problem, we got to get this fixed, and I guarantee you it gets fixed with very little disruption to our client's life. That's how you do business well, and that's what we love to do. So I encourage you, seek relationships with people you know. Robo-advisors, all this stuff that's out there nowadays, ignore it. Because if something goes wrong, it's going to be a nightmare to get fixed. With that being said, the stock markets this week were relatively flat, a lot like last week and the week before that. And I think investors are a little just tired. I know I am a little bit. The political news, it comes out so fast nowadays, so furious, it's hard to even know what's important. But there is a lot of geopolitical risk. I read a great article this week. J.P. Morgan Chase wrote J.P. Morgan, the finance tycoon, he didn't write the article. That would be impressive. But somebody at that company wrote the article. It was on geopolitical risk and what do the markets typically do? I'll be direct. First news comes out about the actual conflict, markets react negatively. Over time, they tend to rally. There's a lot of reasons why they might rally. I think at the end of the day, Americans just love conflict. No, not that. But at the end of the day, you're investing in stocks. Because there's a conflict doesn't mean that company's not going to be profitable. You invest for profits. That's what we do. As I said in the very first video we did, if somebody comes to you and says, I'd like for you to invest in my company, first question you're going to ask is, do you make any money? If you make money, I'm interested. If you don't, I'm not. That's investing at its core. So that being said, if you're nervous about these geopolitical events, history tells us not to be, but it's understandable. Let's give it some time. Let's watch it. Let's see what happens. Hope you have a great week. Check out our blog. We're putting out lots of great custom content. If you ever are interested in the personality of our firm, what we believe in, the things we're passionate about, check that blog out. That'll tell you.